Hello, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to the show. I hope everyone is doing just fine. And if this is your first time on this platform, please do us a favor by liking this video, sharing it, and also subscribe to the channel because that helps us a lot and we shall forever be grateful to you. And also, if you're someone who likes creating content on social media or someone who thought to yourself that you want to critique what we say on this platform, you have the right to do so. You can download the video, you can comment on it, you can upload it on your own platforms. And when you do that, let us know the name of your platform so that we can go there and follow you, be it on Facebook, be it on TikTok, be it on YouTube. Let's support each other, okay? And also, let's keep the information going. So I want us to watch this video of our popular man of God, Apostle Michael Orokpo, and let him explain to us why some people struggle with no success, why some people cannot even make it across the finish line, and according to him, what might be the reason for all that. So, let's hear what he has to say.
Nigerians are smart. Oh my God. You need to meet some young men. If they sit down with you, they will analyze how to start a company and it will prosper. And then you look at them, they are looking for a job. And then you are wondering, why? What is going on? You think the millions of graduates in Nigeria are lazy? They are not lazy. People are still trying to break through. So they have the skill, they are available, but there are forces they are contending with. You will be very naive to think there are no forces. And if there are no personal forces in your life, you are in an environment that forces are still ruling. Election takes place. 90% of the people in authority are all criminals. And you are wondering, they sit where they should discuss the future of a state. They are sharing the resources. Money that is sent to a state for road, for light, people share it. And the next day they see themselves in Dubai. Ah, you are around. That is your light. Oh. The power you need to power your company. Somebody is spending your power in Dubai. Somebody is spending your road in New York for holiday. So they can spend our road for 5 days in New York and spend our electricity in Dubai for 3 days and come back. There are forces we are dealing with here. So we still need deliverance and miracles. So we are not against the system of Canaan. We know that system. We preach that system, but we will not neglect this one. When we get to Canaan, we will know the place of business. When we get to Canaan, we know the place of skill. We know the place of investment. We are not ignorant, but we are aware that while we are still transiting, at some point we need miracles. Hear me, sir. While you are trusting God for wisdom to start a company, and while you are building one, be mindful that you are still journeying. You will need miracles. Don't just say, I've started a company, I've started a business, so I must prosper. My brother, face that thing, apply all the principles there is to apply, but don't neglect God. Oh. If you neglect God, you have problem. Because some of us are in Egypt, because although we are saved, we don't have sufficient spiritual understanding. Satan can still enter our space. Some of us are saved, we are still transiting from spiritual mindset from natural mindset to spiritual mindset. So we are in the wilderness. While you are in Egypt and the wilderness, you need deliverance and you need miracles. You think God didn't know that they need to learn farming? He didn't tell them start farming in the wilderness. It's a waste. You can be farming and Sihon the Amorite, king of Heshbon, will show up and kill you. So before you start farming, make sure you have entered your promised land. So God knew the place of farming. The moment they entered the promised land, manna stopped. Did you see God give them manna in Canaan? No. Because God is also not foolish. He knows when they need miracles and he knows when they need to start applying systems. Most times we say, when you talk about miracles, you are making Christians lazy. Tell them to go and walk. Oh God, we know the place of walk. But there is what you do in Egypt, there's what you do in the wilderness, and there's what you do in the promised land. If you have entered your promised land, walk. Because even if you trust manna, it won't come. That's why some of us Christians, we have gotten to a point where we are trusting God for miracles. We don't see miracles. God is saying walk. Your level of understanding now, you have come to the promised land. You need to walk. And there are some of us that no matter how we walk, we don't get results. Because we have not entered a place where we can govern our territory by priesthood. So God is saying you need intervention. So while you are trying so hard, he's giving you wisdom on what to do to receive miracles.
Okay, my brothers and sisters. And one person in the comment section pointed out to me where I said that Apostle Michael Orokpo always talks about spirits and demons and devils, and that he also preaches uh, real life event and how and what people can do to better up their lives. Yeah, that is true. He does that. He does that. And in that comment section, I said to that person, I don't know who the person is. It was on the comment section on YouTube. So I said to that person that my only issue with Michael Orokpo is that he attributes every single thing to demons and spirit and Holy Spirit and bad spirit and all kinds of spirit. That is my only issue with him. When you do that, it makes it look like we, the people, have no ability to do things on our own. We, the people, cannot be held responsible for our failures. We, the people, are not responsible for our shortcomings. That is how it makes things look. Because if all the successes are not yours, but from God, automatically all the failures won't be yours, but from the devil. And if your success are not by your design, but God, and your failures are not by your making, but the devil, then what actually are you? What actually are you? That is the question. What actually are you? Is your life yours? Are your actions and decisions yours? Or you are just a vessel for other entity to carry out their own agendas? And that has been my question. Same thing he said in this video. I understand that in Africa there are a lot of bottlenecks and there are a lot of politicians who are wicked people, and the cabals have taken hostage of everything. That is true. But for him to say that the solution to that problem is fasting and deliverance and praying, I don't buy that. I really do not buy that. Because you must ask yourself this. For how long have we been praying? How long? How long have we been praying? And has praying solved any of our problems? I mean, societal problems? Now, some of you might testify that praying has solved your individual issues, but has it solved our societal problems? Has it helped us get over the bad leadership we have? Has it helped us turn the minds of our poor leaders, those wicked leaders who we have? Has it? It hasn't. It hasn't done anything. So, prayer and fasting alone will not solve our problems. It will never solve our problems. We have got to do what is necessary to solve our problems. Yesterday, I was imagining this all by myself, and I thought that maybe I should bring this to you guys, and let us imagine for a second. Look at the number of Christians we have in Nigeria alone. Just look at it, right? Look at the number of churches we have in Nigeria. Look at the number of Christians we have in Nigeria. Look at the influence the men of God have over their members. Whatever those men of God say becomes law. Think this for a second. If those men of God saw what was going on and were totally against it and decided to spearhead a protest against bad leadership, won't that be successful? If there was a protest in Nigeria and the men of God were at the forefront of that protest, leading their people, how successful would that be? Have you asked yourself that question? If those men of God really had the interest of the people at heart and they were really fighting out for the common good of us all, wouldn't they have realized by now that with the influence that they will, they can use it to help the people? Wouldn't they? But the fact that they are not doing anything just go to show you that they are not there looking out for the common person. They are not. And I understand that some of you might say the work of the men of God is not to do regime change, is not to change government, is not to get into politics. But what I'm saying here is not even about politics. What I'm saying is about the people. If you are someone who claims to love the people, if you're someone claiming to be there for common people, if you're someone claiming to be there for the good of society, wouldn't you do all what is at the best of society? Wouldn't you do all that is at the interest of society? Would you say, these things I cannot do because I think it is not aligned with my principles? Would you say that? When you see people suffering, when you see people struggling, when you see government officials stealing, could you really say with all honesty that I don't want to get involved because it's against my principles? If it's against your principles, then how come you are saying that you are here for the common good and looking out for the common man? How can you say that? How can you really, really say that? So, my brothers and sisters, when I talk about people having the ability to do things, my whole point is God has blessed us with knowledge and wisdom and inspiration and the energy and the life and the hands and the legs and the ability to learn new things. God has bestowed all that upon us. And it is left for us to do what is right with those things. However, or whoever we become will be dependent on what we do, the actions we take, the decisions we make. Someone sitting there and procrastinating about their future and what they could do is not as important as they actually embarking on that venture. You just sitting there and analyzing things and painting a flowery picture of life and everything doesn't do anything for you. Rather, you engaging on that thing will help you a lot. Life is tough. Everything takes 3 or more time to get done than you could possibly think. But remember, those who succeed are only those who engage and did not blame anybody for their failures. Did not. They understood that they have the ability to get things done. And whatever happens to them, good or bad, it is as a result of their own choices and decisions. Those people make it in life. They hold themselves accountable for all their failures, and they celebrate themselves when they succeed. You can do the same. You can do the same.